All right, everybody. Hey, it's Sunday afternoon with JohnnieDroneFlyer and Captain Ray Kelly. Welcome to our Fly for Fun show. It's our second show that we done. We started last week by doing this show, and it's a show just about why we like to fly, and we all fly drones and why we fly it for different reasons. And it's that's how the show came about. Just a little simple show. We're going to invite a few guests every week, 2 to 3 guests, and they're going to tell their story. And, Ray, welcome in and go ahead and tell us how your week's been.
Well, I'll tell you, Johnny, I had a great week. I ended up having the Jensen Beach meetup up in, and Mitch came all the way down from Melbourne, and Ken Huffbauer drove all the way down from St. Augustine. Matt Cundiff, he drove up from Fort Lauderdale. And the 4 of us, we had a great time. It really was a fun day. I'm a fair weather flyer. You know that. I don't like flying in the wind, and it was windy that day. Breezy. We'll just call it breezy.
Yeah.
But we chanced it. Everybody went up. They even flew their minis. Matt and Ken flew their mini 2s. And it was just a great day.
Yeah, I was talking to Ken was on our first show last week, and he was so excited about going up and meet y'all. And we'll get into that a little bit more. We have a special guest. One of the guys who flew with you is going to be on in a little bit, Matt Cundiff, and Matt supports a lot of the channels, so he's he's backstage. And I just did want to tell everybody, most people have green rooms. We don't have a green room on this show. We have a prop room. The flight, the quads have props, so we got a prop room. I'm not so much about the food in there, but I know they're backstage having a great time. But I see Lauren Donauer has joined the show. Sergio, welcome in, Sergio. FSU grad DeMarco himself will be on the show in a few minutes, and he's I think he was up in Chicago. I think he's out in Arkansas is where he's presently living and working. So, but yeah, we're definitely going to talk about the show that, the turnout y'all had for that last Thursday. Y'all had a great time flying there, and we got 3 guests tonight, and I'm going to bring in JBurd drone, and he's going to tell us, how he kind of got into flying and what he likes to fly and where he's from, and tell us a little bit about his story.
Let me just say hello to Lauren, and here's JBurd. Joe, how you doing,
Hello.
buddy?
Hey, Johnny. Hey, Ray Kelly.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me on today, and everybody in the chat. I started out about 1.5 years ago with toy grade drones. I started with the Holy Stone drones, and then I worked my way up to DJI. I've flown the Femi X8 SE drones, the Hubsan Xeno models. So basically, I just started. I saw somebody flying a drone one day at the park, and I said, "Hey, that's pretty cool." And then I got hooked ever since. And I went from 1 drone now I own almost 50 drones. So
you have. I didn't realize you had that many drones.
Yeah, a lot of toy grade ones, but I just got the Mini 2 last month during the pre-release, and then the Mavic Air 2 is one of my favorite drones, as you have, Ray Kelly. I think you have it too, don't you, Johnny?
I do. No, I'm sorry. I do not have the Air 2.
Okay.
He's asking Santa for it, I think.
I sold my Femi. I do have the Xeno 2, and if I do sell, well, I just sold 1. I haven't sold the Xeno 2. I will buy that drone. I do have the Mini 2, of course.
Okay. How you like that so far?
I do. I love it. It's a great little bird. It flies great. The camera is great. It seems like it can handle the wind. I think the DJI did what they had to do to, upgrade that drone for that price. And, because right now, Christmas season, that drone's going to be under the tree for a lot of kids and adults. I know one adult in between us too right here that may get it.
Yeah. So,
well, I tell you got quite the collection, Joe. And I've watched a lot of your videos, online, and I give you a lot of credit because I've learned quite a bit from watching your videos. And I told you this already, but I'm going to tell everybody in the chat. I love the way you narrate while you're flying. You really,
thank you very much. Mine's all homemade, no editing. I just go out and fly and post a video. So
yeah, and I think that's what makes I'm really not much of an editor myself. So, but those flights that you do kind of naturally, and you don't really do it. Maybe you could add a little music to it and stuff. But yeah, I know JBurd. I watch some of your stuff, and it's just simple and it's easy to understand. And I think that's what people like about. I mean, sometimes you could be, I guess, to make it look like a movie. I mean, that's all great, but that's got a little niche too. So being plain and simple, I think, is good too.
Yeah, I tried that too. I used Filmora and did the video editing and stuff, all the effects. But I think my best thing about my channel is just the uniqueness of just going out flying and posting the screen recorders. And then once in a while, I'll put the SD card footage out. So.
And you've had some pretty long range tests too, because I was nervous watching them.
Yeah, all within line of sight though. So but yeah, I usually try to follow, the FAA rules. I keep it under 400 feet, and if I need a spotter, I'll bring a spotter with me. But I just try to test these drones to their limits. So
and the other thing is you have some nice places to fly down by where you live. That park, and you go down by a river too, right? Or a lake?
Yeah, the Ohio River. I'm currently in Ohio, so there's a lot of different scenic places I can go, and there's about 5 different parks by me, so I have the luxury of just picking a nice park, and different park each day of the week. So,
well, you're like me. I like flying by the water. I just find that so challenging is a good way to word it. But
I
again,
like your sunrise videos. Those are awesome.
I'm a wimp. I don't really take chances. I go slow and I don't zip around.
But he invited all his friends to fly by the water. See what kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that,
really cool.
We got another guest that's gonna talk now, Matt Cundiff. Matt is on a lot of shows. I see him support. He's almost on every stream you go to, and he did get a chance to fly with Captain Ray Kelly. So we'll it's the first time on the air. So hey, give him a little love and welcome in, Matt.
What's happening, guys?
Hey, Matt.
How you doing?
How you doing?
What's up? We're doing. I want another day like Thursday is what I want. That was a lot of fun, man.
Well, we're glad to have you on the show, Matt. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's all about having fun with me and Johnny. Fly for fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I've been flying for about 3 years now. That was my first Christmas gift for me and my son was a little toy drone. And after that, man, the addiction kicked. That was it. That's all it took. And been flying ever since. Don't do much videoing. I'm not much of the YouTube videoer guy. I just kind of sit back and watch everybody else. That's mainly my gig.
Well, hey, Matt, the biggest thing is just having fun. There's so many people that fly, for reasons. I mean, I know some people do it for work. And, Captain Ray and I was talking that Sunday morning, and we just started talking, and we kind of both said it at the same time. We just like to fly for fun. And even though I'm a real estate agent, I don't even shoot my own stuff because I don't want to get into the Part 107 and being monetized and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So keep it safe and just fly. I like to fly out in the afternoons, in the morning, and just stress. And it looks like y'all, everybody here does the same thing.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what it seems like. It's interesting, especially with this remote ID thing coming up. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to swing, but hopefully for the hobbyists like us, it doesn't kill the hobby,
I don't know.
Well, they're talking about maybe that 300 foot ceiling, but who
That would
knows?
be
You gotta
nice.
wait. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah. Until then, fly what you got, right?
Yeah, Joe.
Exactly.
Joe,
Pretty much it.
you're not part 107, are you, Joe?
No, I'm not. I considered getting my 107, to make some extra money on the weekends, but I haven't, taken a test or anything yet. I'm going to start studying for it next year, maybe.
Right. Well, let me welcome a few new guys. We got Michael Wright, Dave Ennis, DroneFlyer is in the house. DeMarco is actually in here. DeMarco is fixing to join us too and tell his side of the story. DeMarco FSU grad his handle there on YouTube. He's I think he's originally from Chicago or somewhere up in there, and then right now he's in Arkansas, I believe, working. He supports a lot of shows. He's on there a lot, and I think that's where all us guys kind of met each other, and we kind of support each other's drone shows. And so let's bring DeMarco in and welcome him in.
Hey, fellas.
What's up,
Hey,
DeMarco?
DeMarco.
Hey, DeMarco.
DeMarco, what's up,
Hey,
buddy?
what's up, buddy? What's
How
up,
you
JBurd?
doing?
What's up, Ray?
Oh,
Good to finally see you in the stream.
Johnny, how you
Be with
doing?
you.
Good.
Finally on.
Yeah, you made it. Yeah, I saw you in the background there, and I sent you the link. And I know sometimes it seems like it works better through the email, and sometimes it works better going through Facebook. So
Facebook for me. Yeah. I was trying to get my high definition camera all working. Get my makeup all right. And
I see that. Yeah, hey, I can see you got the best camera of us five here, so that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, DeMarco, you're going to laugh at this, but I almost wore my FSU T-shirt today.
Hey, thanks. Well, I would have liked it better if you would have said your Florida State underwear. That would have been better, Ray.
Hey, DeMarco, he might have them on, so don't say that.
Don't show. Well,
he was left on a show one day. He was left on a show one day by himself, and I think he had to stand up, but he couldn't.
Yeah, that was. I have to say, they caught me on that one. You guys know Ron, Dennis Lovelady, right? Dennis? So he's playing the ukulele, and Rodney says, "Ray, go get your ukulele and play with him." And I just couldn't stand up. You know what I mean?
That's funny. Well, my story is my first drone. My wife bought it for me back in 2011. It was the AR drones. You guys, AR Parrot drone. Parrot made it. Like you had to use your phone to control it, and for that time it was cool though, but it was difficult because it went maybe 100 feet. And then you had to bring it back, and the cameras were awful on them, like 2 megapixel cameras. And then I take that back. That was probably 2012. So for about 8 years, about 6 years, I didn't do anything. Like when I was a kid, my father bought us RC cars. So like back when I was 1987, I had an RC10. You guys might know that stuff. Like that was the hot car back then. I mean, so like we've always been my brother and I have always been in the model stuff and RC stuff like that. But fast forward years on, I bought a Bugs 3. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is at all.
Yeah.
MJ.
Yeah. There's no GPS on it, no camera that comes on it.
Quad to fly.
What was that? I'm sorry.
No, it's a tough quad to fly.
Yeah, well, when I learned that, I bought it thinking, like I would I started up and fly it though, and I lost it a couple times. It flew away. I mean, it is hard to fly because like there's no GPS, anything on it. So had that for a couple of months, and then the original Gino. I flew that for about a year, loved it, and then I moved up to an Autel Evo, Mavic Zoom, and then to a Mavic Air, and then to a Mavic Air 2. So, yeah, I mean, spending the kids' college money a lot. So,
And he still has a
So
wife.
you got quite a collection, also, DeMarco. Yeah, you got a
Just-
collection.
just recently, I just sold the original Mavic Air, so I sold that. Then I sold the Zoom 2. So I mean, I'm down to just 3 big drones too. I bought Michael Wright's a Mavic 2 Pro about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
DeMarco, do you put anything up on YouTube, or you don't really post?
Like Matt was saying, I mean, I would like to though, but like with the kids in the background there, it is hard to find the time to actually do it. For me personally, I get to fly once, maybe twice a week, and then it's in and it's back to being daddy again. And then by the time the kids go to bed, you know, I got to be a husband again, and then it's time for bedtime. So, I mean, so, but
Yeah.
we'll get to do all that though. One day I will, but just not now.
Yeah, well, it takes up a lot.
Lauren in the chat said he started with the RC helicopters before getting into drones.
And those are hard to fly too.
Yeah, Lauren's in Canada, so would that same rules apply to the drone stuff there, Ray? I wonder.
I would imagine so, but again, I don't know how it is up in Canada. I know down here the helicopters are considered the drones, and that's where you fly in the part of the air park.
Right.
Down here.
The helicopters back in the day were really, really hard. And when I say back in the day, that was like 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. Now they've again with the new ESCs and everything. But like back, I had a buddy of mine who used to fly them, and it was so hard to fly. I mean, you had to have like a real.
Lauren's saying, especially without a gyro.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Lauren's also saying the rules are much better in Canada.
They are proud. They are.
DeMarco, are you at all interested in FPV, or I've never really heard
actually. I am. I would like to get into it, like with the DJI one coming out. We'll see what that does. I'll tell you this. I mean, from just flying the Bucks drone, and Matt, like you knew what you were talking about there. The hardest part with flying something with no GPS, your throttle control. It's up and down. Like you'll be up and down, up and down, up and down. Weeks to months to learn to be actually good at it. I mean, so if they come out with that new drone and there's an altitude hold on it, I might have to think about it again.
See the one thing with the FPV and my point of view is I don't like crashing, and I can see you crash a lot with those drones.
For it, but they're built.
I mean, I know it looks like it's fun, but again, the crashing and repairing, you know. Oh my Lord.
JBurd, what about you? Have you thought about FPV? Or?
I was actually looking at the DJI digital FPV. That looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer and see how the rules go. But I'd like to start out maybe with a Tiny Hawk 2 or something, and then work my way up to the digital.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
But
Captain Ray and Matt did a fly together there Thursday, and I think a lot of people seen some of the videos they put up, and I know we talked about it a little bit. But Ray, tell us. I think you said who got there early? Was it Mitch? And flew his.
Mitch got down early. He was the first one after I got there, and then Ken showed up, and Mitch immediately set up his FPV drone. He didn't even put the chair in the grass area. He flew right from the back of his truck, right in the parking lot, and he's an expert at it. There's no doubt in my mind. He really can fly that little bird, and I'm saying to myself, he he ain't never going to fly over the water. I know it. He's going to go through the palm trees. But he went right over the water with the drone. And he was out there doing his little spins and twirls and flips. And there was one, he did a dive. He was going down. I said, oh, God, here he goes. He's going to lose it now. But he didn't. He brought it right back up. And it was a nice little flight. Kudos to Mitch. Yep.
Yeah, the learning curve on those is a lot steeper than camera drones. I mean, it's going to take a while to get good at it. A long time. But DeMarco, looking at that the new DJI drone, it looks like a Spark, but it looks so rigid. You know, like it would just. I mean, it would just break. I mean, I don't know, and I know they're talking about that price being between $1,200 and $1,600. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's expensive. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
I mean, especially something that's going to break too. Oh my God.
That's what I think. That's what Bill Thomas was saying. And Lauren would know a little bit more about it if he can comment. But yeah, it definitely looks. I'm like JBurd. I'd probably want to start off with maybe a $150 Tiny Hawk or something if I crash. Matt, so what about you, Matt? Are you at all interested in FPV or?
I am. I just like that's a whole nother level, man, of flying. It kind of scares me to the point, especially with kids around the house, they'll end up disappearing in a heartbeat. But
yes,
I watched Mitch when I pulled up over on Thursday. The way he was doing it, it's so interesting to see the dynamic when you go from camera drones to FPV. I've never done it. I've never even looked through a pair of goggles. So to me, it would be interesting, but go ahead.
No. What you were saying, it's interesting. And you said you never looked into a pair of goggles. Well, when I watched Drone Bum and Carlos on one of our joint adventures in New York, they let me look through a pair of goggles. And when you're looking through the goggles, you have a whole different perspective now.
Yeah.
And it's
really unbelievable.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mitch had a pair of ride-along DJI FPV goggles with him, but it was getting windy to the point where I wasn't going to ask him to pull them out. It started getting pretty windy on us there at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are goggles.
And the other thing that I'll also say about the meetup on Thursday with these guys is Ken Hupauer brought down a barbecue with some hot dogs and sausage and bratwurst, and he started grilling and making a nice barbecue. We ate good too.
Ken just actually joined us in the chat there. Ken, welcome.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ken. How you doing?
Hey,
he had
Ray.
a hell of a setup.
We were just
Hey,
talking
Ray,
about
how's that indoor drone doing?
It's doing. It's doing. I had to leave it in New York, so I'll go back and play with that when I get back in New York in May. But I will master it. I'll master that drone. It's mastered me right now, but I'll get it.
Ray, are you a snowbird?
Yes, I'm a snowbird. Yeah.
Hey.
I come down to Florida until May 1st. Then I'll go back to Long Island. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody lives in the cold.
I see somebody back there.
Well, the missus, yeah. She's watching me to see if I'm really talking to men and not a couple of women on here. That's what she's watching.
Tell them we're wearing khakis. We're wearing khakis.
Well, at least 3 of you are. Ray's got the Florida State underwear on. Thanks, man.
And I love flying. I mean, I guess you could say I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
But like I don't like getting up early to do the sunrise flights. I do them occasionally, but I like sunset flights, and that's what I planned on doing today. But then I saw the clouds moving in, so I grabbed the drone and I went right out to the beach and I started looking for sharks.
Yeah.
And flying along to see if I could spot some swimming on the surface. But I got a quick little flight in this afternoon.
Did you see any or?
No, didn't see any sharks. That don't mean they weren't there.
Yeah.
It just means I didn't see them.
Yeah.
So what's one item? Christmas is coming up. What's one item on everybody's that Ken would ask Santa for here? Ray?
Well, initially it was going to be the Mini 2. I really was going to, ask Santa for the Mini 2. But then I sort of came to my senses and do I really need another Mini? And I know everybody says the Mini 2 is so much better than the Mini 1, but I'm very happy with my Mini 1. So I think I'm not going to do that. And it's a toss-up now between a GoPro 9 or an iPhone 12. So Santa's just going to have to surprise me.
I heard that. That's nice.
JBurd?
I'd probably say either a smart controller, since I think now it's compatible with the Mavic Air 2, or a Mini 5 like Ray Kelly has. After seeing him using it, I'm wanting to upgrade instead of using a little tiny phone screen. But the Mini 6 is supposedly coming out soon too, so
Really?
I might hold off for that one.
Oh.
DeMarco, you want an LSU
I love
shirt?
the Mini 5.
I wear it like we're so bad this year. I would wear it.
No. Hey, I'm talking about LSU. Like last night, you wouldn't want to wear that, maybe.
No, I'm good. No, for me, you know what? With winter coming here, flying days are very hard to come by. So my wife actually asked me. My birthday was last Saturday, so she asked me. She said, "Do you want another drone?" And when she said that, though, I thought that the Mini 2 for a second, and I was like, nah, because winter's coming on and these other ones. So for me, probably nothing. I'm gonna wait until we hear the remote ID drop and see what that does too. So but she did get me a new RC car, so I was driving it this morning actually. So
that's cool. And that was another thing that Ken surprised us with. He brought his RC Jeep down.
Yeah, that's
and he
what
was zipping that thing around in the parking lot.
Oh,
he was running over all my girls.
And that too on the beach. Yeah.
Matt, what about you?
I'll tell you what.
Fly Zone, Michael just come in. How you doing, Michael?
What's up, Mikey?
Mikey, what's up?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That looks like fun.
Oh, it's fast. 50 miles an hour straight out of the box. So.
I'll tell you what, Mitch had his Mavic 2 Zoom out, and I had never seen one in person. That is a sweet looking drone, man. Oh my God. That would be the one, the Mavic 2 Pro with the sensor, but the from the Mavic Air 2 to the Mavic 2 Zoom that's a step up for me. So yeah. That's what I would like. That would be nice.
That was one of the biggest things too. That was that I took away from the meetup, is not only to meet the guys, but to see their drones, the different kind of drones. And, you learn, oh, that's what that looks like. That's what that feels like. Mm-hmm. It was good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What do you fly, Matt? What do you normally fly?
Usually the Mavic Air 2.
Okay.
Oh, I also have the Mini 1, but I brought my Femi X8 2020 down there.
Okay.
With them guys, and I kind of felt out of place because everything was DJI, and then I whipped out the Femi.
Hey, that's
everybody's
drone, though.
Yeah, that it is, and it was windy. Let me tell you, it was windy, and I put it up at hover, and it never moved. It didn't budge. It hung in there with the rest of them. It definitely did.
JBurd, you said something about the smart control, and you know, we was talking the other night, I think on Ron's show, Drone Nation there. You know, they've included, I don't know if you saw that Costco and I think Best Buy and even DJI is packaging that smart control in with the Air 2 for like $13.99. So do you think that they're trying to get rid of those things, or are they just trying to get them in more people's hands? Because basically it's $400, you know, at $13.99. So
yeah, I think maybe they're going to have another smart controller 2 coming out that'll be compatible with the Mavic 3. You know, the future drones in the next, I don't know, 6 months or so. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for. The Mavic 3 for 2021.
yeah, and you know, man, the technology is changing so fast from last November till push forward till today. I mean, there've been some drones come out. And I know, you know, and kind of like Captain Ray Kelly just said, you know, I rushed and kind of bought the Femi. I got the Xeno 2, although they were really, I'd say, relatively cheap. But you know, you add them together and you could, I guess,
Adds up, yeah.
Bought the Air 2. But you know, the technology is changing because you know you go to that Air to the Mini 2, and it is just really. Besides, you know, it could still be a factor. The wind, you know, a strong wind might keep you from flying, but it might also keep you from flying the Air 2, but not as much. But
Right.
there's so many drones to pick from, and the technology. You know, if you just sit back and watch some of the YouTube guys, I mean, some of the, you know, it's like watching a little movie. So it's unbelievable.
Did you see the video where the guy took the Mini 2 out and he was along the shoreline and it was, I think, 50, 60 mile an hour winds, maybe even more. And that Mini actually put up a good fight. You know, I was impressed. That's what made me buy the Mini 2, just because it had the OcuSync 2.0, and then the motors are a lot more powerful than on the Mini 1.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the OcuSync 2 was a like, it just grabbed everybody, you know, as far as that was like, if you were thinking about it, well, that kind of pushed you over the ledge.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I have the smart controller. I mean, so I'm hoping that it one day becomes compatible with it, though. But I mean, I will pull the trigger for it.
Yeah, I don't know, DeMarco. I mean, I was kind of thought that it would at first, but then, you know, maybe I will. I guess we'll see. You know, that's
we'll see. We'll see.
I want to welcome in SJM Drones and Media. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, SJM.
Have you had any issues with your Xeno 2 at all?
You know, after the last few updates, that thing has really flown pretty good. I'll be honest with you. I would say, you know, the biggest thing about the Femi, you know, and a lot of people, I know Michael is in the house from Fly Zone Drone there. He loves the Femi, and you know, it does take good pictures, but I could not, and I still can't get over the horizon issue. and I mean, you know, I'm kind of new to drones, but it just seems to me that would be the easiest thing to correct. But you know, the thing about the Femi, when you could just yaw to the left and it would be like this, and then yaw it back and it would be perfectly straight. So there's really, you know, it was kind of like sometimes it was good, but it always flew good.
Yeah.
Too, you know, if you really want to, man, I'll tell you what, you want to just take it out. I mean, it's like a Corvette. It is quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just got the notification on Novice Quads that they're going on at 5 o'clock. And I don't know if you guys know of that channel. That's a pretty good channel.
I'll check it out.
Yep, they're good. Lawrence, he knows his stuff. And the whole
you know,
panel usually has a good panel on.
There are a lot of good shows on, guys, and you know, I think you know, I see almost everybody in the chat and everybody on the screen. You know, I think we all support a lot of channels. So, and it's fun because everybody's got a different show and everybody's got a different theme. Yep. So, you know, I think that's what makes it good. And you know, kind of the theme of this show was just to kind of have fun and talk. You know, we didn't really want to get into, you know, everybody knows what's going on with the FAA the last couple of weeks, and you know, there's some issues, and you got remote ID coming up. So you got some big stuff, and you know, till that really comes through. But the way they're popping these drones out, it does kind of make me think that maybe they kind of know something about the FAA, what they may do, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a mess. Hopefully, it works out for the best, though. But if they under 300 feet, okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. But
Yeah,
the rest of it, the main thing with me is
drones just SJM drone. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
that's right. No, I was just going to say the main thing with me is just I don't want our drones to be what is obsolete when that would be a mess for all of us, you know.
Brazil Air View, welcome to the channel.
Drone made the comment about it, the Mavic Mini and low light. He watched a video, and it's apparently real good with the low light.
Yeah, I think
The
Ron
Mini
Brown
2,
put a video yesterday or day before about that.
Yeah, I watched his video. It was very good. Yeah, Ron's good. I like Ron.
Oh,
He teaches you a lot, you know, and he has his own way of doing it, and I like it. Joe, I'm going to put you right on the spot right now.
Okay.
And I don't mean to, but it's an easy question. Which is your favorite drone?
I'd say right now the Mavic Air 2 is, just because I feel like compared to the Mini 2, I know the Mini 2 can handle the wind a lot better than the Mavic Mini, but the Mavic Air 2, I just like how the flight time seems a little bit longer still compared to the Mini 2. I like the size of the drone. I like the now that they incorporated the zoom feature on it, and I just like the way it flies. The precision landing is awesome too, that the Mini 2 doesn't have. So that drone flies great. That's my favorite. Now, as far as toy grade drones, I would say probably the Fimi X8 SE is my favorite toy grade drone, just because it's powerful. You can get a brand new one, I think, with Banggood with a promotion code for $350, and I think that's a steal.
Yep.
And you don't have
That it is.
geofencing with that drone. You can fly it anywhere. I mean, follow the rules, obviously, but you're not restricted like you are with the DJI drones.
That's the one you brought, right? Right, Matt? That's the one you brought?
Yeah. Yeah, I brought the Fimi X8 2020. It's a fun drone to fly. That's for sure. It's interesting.
And the controller
It's
is nice
definitely
too on that Fimi.
That's the best part about the whole drone. I wish more companies made controllers like that. I absolutely love that controller.
The way
you
to
can put a big tablet in it.
Yeah, just even the sticks are precise. Just the way the stick calibrations are, it's unbelievable. I love it, especially for the price.
We got Roger in from Canadian Drone Hub. Hey, welcome, Roger.
Hey, Raj.
Hey, Roger. How you doing?
Thank you
for coming in.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, Roger's on like all the time.
yeah.
He's on in the morning. I know I always have coffee at my office. We're kind of keeping him on in the background. He's on in the afternoon. So, yeah, they have a great time on that show.
You know, another thing that I forgot to share about Thursday is Ken and I had some fun racing on Mavic Air 2s. We lined up, right, Matt? We lined up.
Yep.
And we had a race. I'm not going to tell you who won.
Only a police officer would think about racing. Because he knows he's not going to get a ticket.
Man, they are fast. I know with my Altair Evo, like when it goes over you in sport mode, it sounds like just woof, it goes flying over you. So they are fun to put in a sport mode.
You're gonna laugh at this, but I was racing in tripod mode.
Oh,
I didn't want to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to let you bring that one up.
I ain't gonna laugh at that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. So obviously you didn't win. But
I'll tell you that Zeno too. It was a racehorse too. I think it can go up to around 40 miles per hour on sport mode.
I think it'll go. Yeah, I think I've gotten 47 miles an hour out that thing.
Yeah, that thing's a hot rod.
Y'all was talking about. I think JBurd say something about battery. It's amazing how just a couple years ago, when I got my first Phantom, I have a Phantom 3. But now, if you buy a Flymore kit, the DJI, I'm sure the Air 2 or the Mini 2 or the original Mini, you almost get tired of flying because you can stay, 20, 22. You got over an hour in the air, which is, it's a lot to fly. Especially if you're trying to film something. So, got a couple new people. Jackson RC Aviation's in the house. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, Jackson. Thank you. Welcome.
But yeah, you can actually get tired of flying through 3 batteries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Later.
Now, unless you fly.
The other thing is, if you film, you film a lot. You take a lot of footage and everything. That just makes your editing harder. I really try to limit it, and I try to, but I don't. And half of the footage you don't even use.
Yeah.
When you're making a video.
Yeah, and I think that's something. If you start watching some YouTube stuff, you'll watch us. Everybody watches for. I don't know what your attention span is, but you might sit there and watch a 4 to 6 minute video where you might not watch a 20-minute, video. So I think keeping them short and sweet is a big secret,
Lauren was saying that, he's really not paying that much attention to the chat because he's editing right now, but he's listening. So just let everybody know Lauren is listening. Thank you, Lauren.
So JBurd
and Lauren, he gives a lot of good scoop, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
he's sort of limited on what he can tell us, but I know I appreciate the info that he does share.
Yeah, he gives a lot of information that he doesn't have, or what he says. You got to read between the lines.
Yeah.
So JBurd, you have the Air 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got the Air 2, the Mini 2. I have the Spark still too. I've held on to that one. That was my first DJI, my first child, so I kept that one. But I've sold quite a few.
I sold my Spark, and I kind of wish I hadn't. Actually, Michael Wright has one that I may end up getting from him.
Yeah, that thing was pretty good for its time. I think it came out in 2017. But the only bad thing about that drone is the way it had the battery at the bottom. You'd have to put an extra secure around the battery or it'd just fall out. Some people were having problems with it falling out because of those plastic clips. But it was a great drone. I still fly it every once in a while. I like that they used the Go 4 app on that one.
Right. It's very solid in the wind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny how that new FPV drone kind of looks like a Spark. It definitely does.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
SJM Drones. SJS Jones is saying that he records everything and uses the best bits. And he uses iMovie and Luma. And the hard part is finding the music.
Well, that's one thing. I don't know if you saw Russ put a video up 51 drones. I think today, or maybe yesterday, he was talking about, how many SD cards you have with, a lot of video and pictures on them. Hey, go back through them and look at some of the stuff you recorded and maybe, try to edit some of that stuff because, and I've only been on a couple of years and I've been the SD cards. You kind of hit it home.
Yeah.
Put her on camera. Yeah.
Well, SJM, I use iMovie also, just to let you know. And I know that if you don't use Epidemic Sound, all the other music is crap. But I use iMovie music. We've got a lot of background noise. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
That would probably be my front yard and all the children on the trampoline.
And
That's exactly what it is.
I uploaded Epidemic Sound, and I haven't figured out how to use that music yet. So I'm going to cancel my subscription.
What do most people use to edit? I know, Ray, you do use iMovie. JBurd, what do you use? You don't really do any editing, right?
I do a little Filmora 9,
Okay.
but that's only on occasion. I just use a screen recorder and just fly, you know.
Right.
Pretty basic stuff.
Did everybody here at Drone Nation, they had the Drone of the Year? Have y'all kind of looked at those tallies on that Drone of the Year lately?
I did.
Yes.
We already knew where that one was going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Ron made me the official counter, but I think he did that because he only knew I wouldn't have to count but one drone. So, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's as of today, I think it had like 40 something.
That was a good little contest.
It was. It was fun. I think he's going to announce that probably in a couple weeks.
I mean, like I told you when we talked last week, I wanted the Evo 2 to win though, but it just, I mean, not a very good.
So DeMarco, you don't have an Evo 2 though, do you?
One. Evo 1. Yeah, Ron had that Evo 2. Yeah, I mean it's a nice drone. They are nice, and they are right there with DJI. I would say the biggest difference between coming from a Mavic 2 and a Mavic Air 2 to the Autel Evo is it's not as precise. Not even close. Like when you touch the sticks on the Mavic, it just barely moves a little bit. Like when you touch the sticks on Evo, it flies all around. But I mean, it's not a bad drone at all. It's nice. So.
Right. Well, they
Lauren was saying that he would have preferred the M300, but they didn't allow that in the contest.
Yeah, well, that's because maybe Lauren might be the only one can afford it.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. It should be drone of the year. It should be drone of the century now. I think Lauren posted that before also. Right,
Yeah.
he gives Ron Brown a rough time about that. So. But yeah, that's a hell of a drone.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I mean,
Mikey.
Coming from when I had my Mavic Air still.
All right. I don't know if it's...
and the Mavic Air 2 at the same time. And once I flew them back to back, I mean, I flew the Mavic Air, and that's a nice drone. And then I landed it, started up the Mavic Air 2, and then not even close how far they actually came with that drone. I had to sell it right after that. I sold it.
Right. Well, at first I kind of thought that you couldn't have too many drones, but maybe you can because it's just so hard to fly them all,
Yeah, it is.
I think they all meant to be flown because I had the Phantom 3 Standard. My first drone, kind of what JBurd said about the Spark. I don't know if I'd ever get rid of that drone, and I actually flew it a couple weeks ago. But it's I don't know. It's so iconic to look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. I mean,
yep. I feel the same way, Johnny.
Except for Ray, we're all working.
Now, do you guys think
it just is?
you guys
just flying all the time, and I watch this video. It's like, man.
DeMarco, hey, DeMarco, you can't use that four-letter word on the show.
Do you guys think this?
Don't mention that word. Work.
Do you guys think the Evo will have a mini drone?
I hope so.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
Yes, it would be. Yep.
If they came out with a
It
smaller,
would be a top seller too.
for $700, excuse me, we would all buy it. I mean, I think we would. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, Lauren Donna, I was asking, what is this thing you call work? I don't know, but I mean, maybe 4 out of us 5 in this room know what something about work is, but I'm not gonna, He don't. Hey, he didn't make enough on retirement to buy pants, so y'all had to leave the guy alone.
That guy right there.
Well, guys, it's coming up on almost an hour. We'll start with Matt. Matt, why don't you kind of give us a little?
I'll have to say, you guys are gonna love it.
I said it's coming up on about an hour. Matt, why don't you kind of say your goodbyes or tell us what you think, and let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I'll tell you what, we need more days like we did that Thursday. We had a blast getting people together. And because I live in Fort Lauderdale and I don't have any friends down here that have drones. Nobody. I'm the only one. I'm trying to force my kids into it so I have somebody to fly with. But to get with people and other pilots and it's a completely different outcome. And I love it. And I was talking to Sam Burns on Facebook, telling him that we need to do this next year. Hopefully this 2020 gets behind us. Everybody kind of moves forward from it because it's been an absolute terrible year for a lot of people.
Right.
And we need to do something where everybody can join somewhere in the States where we can all get together and have some sort of spin south, if you want to say, like we did on Thursday. It'd be worth it, well worth it for anybody that went. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys having me on the show. Like I said, this is my first live stream, so it's in the books now.
So Matt, you mean people from New York can come to Spin South?
Oh man, as long as you're on the East Coast. Well, Ray's only down here because he's a snowbird. I mean,
right.
But he's a Floridian in my book, so that's all good.
Well,
I come down for the fishing.
Matt, thanks for coming in. I know you. Matt, thanks for coming in. I know you were a little shy at first. We talked a little bit before, but hey, it's nothing to it. It's fun. It's just being yourself.
Yeah, man. Oh, once I get out there, I'm out. I'm good.
Yep.
Great job. All right, JBurd, what you got?
Thanks, buddy.
It was a pleasure, Matt. Good seeing you again.
Well, I want to thank you, Johnny, for having me on the show this weekend. It's good to see everybody, you, Ray, Kelly, Matt, and DeMarco. Just keep up the good work, Johnny. This is a good start. I look forward to your show every weekend now. And keep up the good content.
Well, thank you. We're gonna try. We're not sure if we're gonna jump in on every Sunday here, but through the holidays. But we're gonna get a regular programming going here.
We're glad you joined us, Joe. JBurd.
Thank you very much.
You keep in touch on the side, and it was good to have your expertise, as they say.
Boys, I appreciate it. It is a pleasure to finally meet some of you guys, Matty, JBurd, Ray, Johnny. Just keep on flying, guys. This is a fun hobby. And what I say all the time to my wife, it's a hobby, it's fun. Like we have enough, life stuff going on with the kids and work and all that though. And it's good to get out there and fly, for someone watching who's never flown before, but thinking about it, you don't have to go out and buy an $800 drone to have fun. It helps, but I recommend starting slow, $100, and then if you like the hobby, keep on moving up, like we all did. We all started, small and moved up. So but it's a fun hobby though, and the guys in the hobby are good guys too. So thank you.
Yeah, it is a great community. Thank you, DeMarco. Appreciate it coming in.
Thank you.
Greg Pittman just came in the chat. Hiya, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Greg,
How
are you, Greg?
That's
it was great having you in the chat. It really was. Good seeing you face to face, as they say, and I look forward to seeing you in the chats and on our stream again.
Yeah. And guys, I want to thank everybody, and I'm just do a little housekeeping here. You know, I know we all watch a lot of shows. On Monday, you got Drone Nation with Ron Brown and Marcus Crawford. They're on every Monday night, and they do have that Drone of the Year vote going on there. On Tuesday, you got Build a Drone Reviewer. And then followed by Philly and Ron. They do a show after, or kind of starts kind of when Bill's show was ending. Wednesday, you got Bill Thomas with his drone therapy, coast to coast drones, and usually you got John Coopy, and he had Billy Kyle last week. So they've been having some great shows. Of course, Thursday you got Ken Herron. Friday you got the Fly Zone with Michael and Sergio. That's a new show. I think they started about 5 weeks ago, and you know, they've included me in that. I've been on there. I think I've been on there every time. You know, their numbers are growing. And they want to get into doing it, so they're doing that Friday show, and it works out real well. And then, you know, of course, you got the Canadian Drone Hub on every day. You got Rodney Bell. I think Rodney's on Saturday. Ray, is that Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Yep. Coffee with Rodney, and they do the sunrise flights.
Right.
And did you mention Mitch? Did you mention Mitch on Sunday night, and Mel on Sunday night also?
He is on, Sunday night, right?
Yeah,
I said Mitch
he'll be on tonight at 8, and he does a FPV workshop. And if you really want to learn about FPV, watch his show. And Mel, he's on at 7, right before Mitch. And Mel is a wealth of knowledge.
Right. We got JSK Enterprise in the house. But yeah, we had a great show. I want to thank everybody for coming in. You know, if you got any comments or thoughts what we could do to make the show better, hey, you know, just let me know. Shoot me a message in Facebook or email, or, you know, tell Captain Ray, and then he can tell me, because he's got a lot more time than I do. But no, we had a great time, and look, it just want to wish everybody a great, you know, it's coming up to the holiday season. Let's get past all of this. You got I know COVID is running pretty, you know, rampant again. So, hey, you know, stay safe, and let's try to get through this, because I don't want to start 2021 like we kind of finished in this year, but you know, we got to get through it and get better. So I want to thank everybody, and Captain Ray, it's up to you to tell goodbye.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, you know, thank you all for coming in. We really appreciate it. You know, it's hard to get started doing something like this, and I was privileged enough to have Johnny ask me to co-host with him. So, and it wouldn't be successful unless you were all here. And the only thing I can say is fly for fun and fly safe.
Yes.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
good night, everybody, and